live? You got feedback in the mic? Hey, Aki, we started class. We about to get it going. Shalom, Israel, with the I.S.U.P.K. We started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commanding General YAHANNA, established in 1969. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We teach the truth according to the Bible that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. That is our identity. That is our nationality. These things in this Bible are our culture, are our history. You understand, our heritage. This Bible is a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man's history book. All right? And the part of this history in this book doesn't include Christmas, man. Christmas is not in this Bible. It's not in black man's history. Christmas is Roman history. Christmas is Babylonian history. It's heathen history. You understand? It's heathen. Give me Jeremiah 10:1. It's heathen history. Right there. Mark Docky, if you could pass that brother that sword right there. And if you could, just come a little closer, all right? You know what I mean? You act like y'all scared in here, man. It's your first class now. Come on, man. All right, go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead, do your thing, all right? All right, so Christmas is not in that Bible, man. That's a heathen custom. That's a heathen tradition. And black people love Christmas, man. Good night. I'm looking at Instagram. Everybody on the Instagram celebrating Christmas. Got on the Christmas PJs, the Christmas onesies on. You know what I mean? The trees taller than, damn near about to, bending on the roof because it's too big to fit in the house. What the hell you got a Christmas tree in the house for anyway? What the hell you got a tree in the house for anyway? The trees belong in the forest. You understand? But we know it's so hard for us to deny something that our oppressors make look so good. You understand? When we used to be in slavery, when we was in captivity and slavery and chattel slavery, when we had chains and we was being whipped, we used to look at our oppressors and we used to envy our oppressors, man. We used to envy them like, man, look at them, man. They able to drink this good wine and drink that good liquor and eat that good food, and they get to go out and shop and buy things and spend money and give gifts, and they so jolly and so merry. And that's what it was. That's what Christmas was for our oppressor. But for us, we was in the cotton fields. We was in the plantations, starving and dying and suffering and bleeding and in pain. When they was celebrating Christmas in chattel slavery in 1776 and beyond that, you understand, when they was getting independence and celebrating, we was in captivity. Give me envy not thou oppressor, man. You understand? We was in captivity. We was not celebrating Christmas. We was not doing the things that our oppressors was doing. They didn't allow us to do it. You understand? Salakia, Mardaki, you got it? You understand? Let the brother know where we at, man. You know what I mean? We was not allowed to do those things. We was not allowed. When they was celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July, 1776, we was in the plantation on the cotton field, in the cotton fields. Me, our grandparents, our grandchildren, we was picking cotton, man. We wasn't celebrating none of those holidays. But because we're oppressed and because we're captive and we have nothing but a pot, damn near not even that, a pot to piss in, when it came time for us to be free, we wanted to do what our oppressors do. We wanted to do what our oppressors did. We wanted to finally be able to celebrate Christmas after all those years of seeing our oppressors celebrate Christmas. We wanted to finally celebrate Independence Day after seeing our oppressors do it for so many years. We wanted to finally be able to get a marriage certificate after seeing our oppressors marry each other and get certificates, and we not be able to get marriage certificates. We had to jump the broom and become creative with our ceremonies and making our marriages official. But to be honest, we have our own culture, man. We have our own holy days. We have our own, a marriage means something else to our forefathers. We just don't know those things because of so many years of slavery, so many years of abuse, so many years of captivity and oppression and just being tormented and just like those brothers, you understand, who we look at like the brother in that movie Django. He's such an Uncle Tom Negro in the house. He just whatever the white man say, that's what he say. Whatever they feel, he feel. That's how destroyed we've become, man. We've gotten so far off, not only of what our traditions are and our culture is, But we become to get what's called Stockholm syndrome, man. Well, we've been destroyed so much that we like being destroyed. We like the pain. We like our oppressors. We love our oppressors. We done been oppressed with them by them so long, we don't know how to be free. We don't want to be free. Just like in the wilderness in Egypt, like we talked about before, when Moses was delivered out of Egypt, when the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under Pharaoh was freed, and the Red Sea came down on top, and we went to the wilderness, we was free. But they was complaining in the wilderness. They was talking about Moses behind his back in the wilderness. They was talking about Aaron in the wilderness, complaining and talking behind his back, murmuring, talking about how we supposed to, we was just living so good in Egypt. We had all of these flesh pots. We was able to eat lamb and turkey and bread and fish and everything we wanted to eat, and we lived deliciously in Egypt. Now we in the wilderness, and now we gotta fend for ourselves. We gotta eat manna and bread and these same foods all day, every day. And they complained about it because being a part of being free means that you have to get it on your own. You have to work for yourself. And working for ourselves is just something that our brothers and sisters don't want to do. They find it they much rather clock in to a clock somewhere, work, do what somebody tell them to do, come home and get crumbs from the table that falls from their managers or their supervisor's table. They'd rather go and clock in somewhere and do what somebody tell them to do and get enough money to pay for rent. You know what I mean? Enough money to pay their car note rather than to go and be free and create their own. And that's just the thing that our people don't be ready. Our people have never been ready to do. So with that being said, we start to get comfortable with being oppressed. And that's what happened in the Greek Empire. That's why what they said, many nations are following after the king's commandments, and they've put off the culture of their forefathers. But what did Mattathias say? Him and his brethren and his sons, they will not put away their father's culture. They will not submit to the king's commandments. They said they're going to keep their own culture and they're going to do what the Lord says. So we got to learn how to get back to that, man. Just give me what you got right quick in the scriptures where it's envy not thou oppressor. And then I'm going to pass the class over to the precinct officer, not to Zagabar.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor. Like what it means to envy the oppressor, it means to want to be like them. It means to want to do what they do. Wanted to be accepted by them. Wanted to be loved by them. We envy them. You understand? Like we want to be what they do. We want to dress like them. But what is the true reality of it all? The true reality of it all is they want to be like us. They want to dance and dress like us. They wish they can ball like us. They wish they can cook like us and dance like us and dress like us and be beautiful as us. They want to be us, man. But they got us so turned backwards, man. They deceived us so much. Their deception has been so effective on us that we've been convinced so much that we think that we are nothing. That what we do is nothing. That what we have means nothing. And what we listen to people like Martin Luther King, and then we throw everything we have away. We throw all our stuff away to go eat it, to go dine with our oppressors, to go shop with our oppressors, to go, live with our oppressors and laugh with our oppressors. We throw away all our things, man, all our culture, all our comedy, all our inventions, and we'll just give it to them because we feel like it's nothing, you know what I mean? But they take it and they make millions off it. They make billions and trillions of dollars, and we envy them. Why? Because of deception, man. You understand? It's deception. They've deceived us through slavery. They deceived us through Christianity. They deceived us with their laws, telling us that homosexuality is lawful, telling us that getting high, smoking weed is lawful. They deceive us, man. They deceive us, and we envy our oppressors. Read it one more time.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Go ahead.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose how many of his ways?
None of his ways.
And choose none of his ways, man. Christmas is an invention was originated by our oppressors, man. That's what it is. That's where it comes from. It comes from the Europeans or the Romans. It comes from the Africans. You know what I mean? Nimrod and their family from Babylonian customs. That's where it comes from. You can research it and see it, right? Go Google Saturnalia. Go Google it. It'll tell you what it is. Like, we'll Google it right now. Let's Google it right now. Saturnalia. Somebody got it on their phone, Saturnalia. I got it right here. Saturnalia. The definition: the ancient Roman festival of Saturn in December, which was a period of general merrymaking. Merrymaking. You understand? Because during that time, they were doing anything they wanted to do for Christmas. They was having homosexual, they was having sexual deviancies. You know what I mean? Like homosexual sexual sex, and and what, orgies, and pedophilia. They was having sex with kids. They had the slaves there, and they would just say, well, today the slaves are not slaves. We're gonna let the slaves tell us what to do today. Slaves gonna tell us what to do today. They just wanted to be different and against the grain. They wanted to go against the grain on that day. That was a day, but anything these other nations do is always against the grain, man. You understand? White women had to dress like a damn soldier for white men to have sex with them, because white men were so infatuated and attractive to other men. You understand? They had to go and sneak in the windows of these women, and those women had to be in the bed dressed like men in order for their husbands to be attracted to them, because they're just so backwards and so just against the grain. They just don't live according to nature. You know what I mean? Like, but longer the story short, Saturnalia or Christmas, or you know what I mean, any of the names that it went by over the generations, is all origin of our oppressors, man, of heathens. You know what I mean? It's not our culture. All right, go ahead and continue.
Verse 32. Mm-hmm. For the forward is an abomination to the Lord.
You understand? All of these things are an abomination to the Lord. And that's the part that we miss. That's the part that we don't understand. That's the part that we don't think about. That's the part that has us die every day. That has us suffering every day. Because we think it's harmless to just celebrate Christmas. It's harmless. We're not killing nobody. I worked all year, and I should be able to spend my money and buy gifts. There's nothing wrong with that, and buying a tree and putting under the gifts under the trees. I did this. I worked hard for this. I'm not hurting anybody. Look at the smiles that I put on these kids' face. Look at the smiles that Christmas and giving gifts does for people. And we think that there's nothing wrong with it at all. But to be honest, the Lord is angry with you. You don't know it because you don't know the Bible, because your Christian church, your pastor, has failed to do his job, has failed to give you true knowledge and wisdom, has failed to tell you what we're reading you right now in all of the scriptures that talks about the Lord. Envy not thou oppressor, and he hates and despises your feast days, or go not after the traditions of men. We failed to get that tutelage. And why? And what happens? We suffer these curses. Because the Lord said, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and not celebrating Christmas is one of those laws, man. And we anger the Lord, and we die in so many ways. We are oppressed in so many ways. We get hurt in so many ways. Curses can be from what? Something as something like murder. You being murdered. Curses can be poverty. You having no money. You having no wealth. Curses can be what? Child abortion. It could be AIDS and STDs. A curse can be what's another one? What's that called? Child support. Child support is a curse for those people who are sinners, man. That's a sinner's curse right there. Child support. All of that stuff we end up in the court system, and marriage and problems in our marriages is curses, man. Single parent homes, we suffer those things in result of doing things like celebrating Christmas. You know what I mean? You might not see it right off the bat, but the Lord is never going to forget. And he's going to remember, and he's going to judge the wicked, man. All right, I'm going to pass the class over to the preaching officer, Dr. Zagabar, all right? Shalom, Mikey.
Shalom, sir.
All right, y'all having a good Hanukkah? Yeah, that's what we celebrating, I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
We don't celebrate no Xmas around here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like Officer Dawadah brought out, that holiday is actually, Christians like to say we celebrate the birth of Christ.
Right.
Shalagi. They like to say, we celebrate the birth of Christ on December 25th, dead of wintertime, right? So here's the deal. This is what's so disgusting about a lot of Christians. Their reason for celebrating it, and then you can pull scriptures in the Bible to show you that this holiday that you celebrating was here long before Christ was ever born.
Right.
You understand? And so, you can show it to them clear as day, plain as day in the Bible, clear as a bell. Don't even got to break it down. All you got to do is read it out loud. You know what I mean? And they say, "Oh, we do it for the kids." It's just reasons after reasons, excuses after excuses. You understand? Shaw, if you could, you got your phone on you? I sent you a Facebook message with an article in it. You understand? It talks about this so-called holiday that a lot of our brothers and sisters in the world are celebrating today. You know what I mean? A lot of sisters broke up with their man because they ain't get that ring today.
Right.
You understand? A lot of kids done kicked over the Christmas tree because they ain't get no VC. You know what I mean? VC, the virtual currency. Oh well, to all my 2K players out there, they know that VC. That's how you get your rating up. But that's this holiday that they're celebrating. They say, oh, it's Christ's birthday, and it's this and it's that, and it's Santa Claus, and whatever the hell else, other reasons they can come up with. You understand? But what I sent Shaw an article. This article is written by History Magazine, and they did a in-depth expose on this so-called holiday that we celebrate here in America called Christmas. You understand? And I was gonna bring out a story about a brother who shot somebody on Christmas Eve, but it was so many stories.
Right.
I was like, what? I'm just gonna keep it simple today. I let the news break that down. You know what I mean? Because I know for certain. I seen so many stories. I was thinking they was reruns from last year before.
Right.
This all happened yesterday and today. You know what I mean? People killing their women, killing their kids, and this is black people. Right. You understand? Killing over Christmas. You know what I mean? So, so we're gonna get down to the bottom of this. You know what I mean? Why is there so much killing on Christmas? Why is it that, and General Muhammad brings it out every year of talking about Thanksgiving, on how you have to sit and eat a meal right beside your molester, the person that molested you since you was a kid. But what about on Christmas Day, when you got to sit there in your pajamas and open the gift from your child molester? You understand? So, Shaw, you got that? Go ahead and read it when you got it out.
Come. What is Saturnalia?
So what is Saturnalia? Salakia. What is Saturnalia? Has anybody ever heard that term before? You ever heard that term? No. Have you never heard of Saturnalia or anything of the sort? No sweat. So here's the deal, right? This article is going to go in depth about Saturnalia and talk about the origins of it, where it comes from. How do you celebrate Saturnalia? That's what we're here to talk about. Go ahead and read on if you could.
Come. Saturnalia, the most popular holiday on the ancient Roman calendar, derived from older farming-related rituals of midwinter and the winter solstice.
The winter solstice is something astronomers identify as a point in space that the Earth sits in that little, I don't know,
the axis?
yeah, that little, where we go at.
Yeah. in the axis or whatever is the winter solstice. Like you have your spring solstice, and you have your winter solstice, and the winter solstice happens on December the 25th. Go ahead.
Especially the practice, especially the practice of offering gifts.
Of offering what?
Gifts.
That's what Christmas is all about, ain't it? How many black folks is offering gifts today? Damn near everyone. And coming into the truth, I tell you what, year after year, you get hard. It get hard because then your family start coming in. They start trying to sneak you a little something. Like just take it. It's just a couple dollars. Keep your goddamn shit. You understand? I don't want this shit. Take it back. You understand? And I know my mama bought me it was last year. She bought me a gift card to go buy some shoes. She was like, well, you can use it to buy you some boots then. Like, if you don't get this goddamn card out my face, you understand? You take it and buy yourself some goddamn shoes. How about that? You understand? But this is what they do on this holiday called Saturnalia. Read on.
Or sacrifices to the gods during the winter sowing season.
You understand? Or sacrifices. They do that every year still. You understand? They sacrifice the turkey, the ham, the collard greens, and sit around and have that Christmas dinner. You understand? Read on.
The pagan celebration of Saturn.
The what celebration?
The pagan celebration.
The what celebration?
Pagan.
The biblical.
Pagan.
The Hebrew.
Pagan.
You understand? This is a pagan celebration. You understand? What does pagan mean? What's the definition of pagan?
Wicked.
I give you a hint. When we ask a question like that, we're not asking you to guess. We're asking you to look it up. Look up the definition. No sweat. So whenever you find the definition of pagan, go ahead and read it. Whoever. You got it? Go ahead, Marduk.
Pagan, a person holding religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions.
I don't think that's a good definition. Read it again.
A person holding religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions.
See, that by that definition, us celebrating Hanukkah is pagan. That's not a good definition. Yeah.
It said world religion.
Yeah, it says world religions. So basically, that's saying whatever the world worships, we supposed to worship.
Yeah.
If the world worships white Jesus, we pagan because we worship a black God. You understand?
Right.
So where did you find that definition?
I just googled it. I'm trying to find the Merriam Webster definition, but let's see. I don't think that this is a good one either. Oh, okay. Well,
Go ahead.
I think this is the one right here. Pagan, one who has little or no religion, on who delights in sensual pleasure and material goods, and irreligious or hedonistic person.
Okay, that's a better one. Now, that's a better one because it uses the term religion in a sense of being biblical as opposed to being like an Egyptologist as a religion. You know what I'm saying? That's in the context of religion being biblical. So someone who is not religious or who follows something that goes against the Bible and does something that is of your own lust. You get what I'm saying? And so, in the context in which we would use it, in the context of the words that are written, it would not necessarily apply. But pagan would be anything that is created by someone other than the Most High. You understand? Outside of the biblical context, like birthdays are pagan. Thanksgiving is pagan. The 4th of July is pagan. New Year's Eve, New Year's, pagan. All of those are pagan customs. Whereas Hanukkah, Passover, Feast of Tabernacles, those things are biblical. You understand? The Sabbath day, that is biblical. Sunday is pagan. You understand? So in Christianity is a religion full of paganism. You understand? Because nothing that they do is biblical. White Jesus is pagan. You understand? What else is pagan? Saint Mary is pagan. You understand?
The idols they make.
Yeah, all the idols, you know. The cross is pagan. All of that is pagan. The Christian church is pagan. The building itself, that the bedrock that it was built on is pagan. You understand? So go ahead and read on in that article, Baba Kasha.
Come. The pagan celebration of Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time.
So this is a Roman god that we worship. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that it's not like American gods where we got, entities walking the earth and these are real things that have real power to do certain things. The Roman god Saturn doesn't exist. He's nothing. You understand? This is an imaginary tale that the Romans worship. You understand? Read on.
Began as a single day, but by the late Republic, 133 to 31 BC, it had expanded to a week-long festival beginning December 17th.
All right, so Saturnalia, like the article saying, started out as something they were just trying out at the time, and it became so wildly popular in Rome that it expanded into a week. You understand? And you're gonna see why Romans love Saturnalia so much. Like, I'm sure you're familiar with what type of people the Romans were. The Romans were murderers, child molesters, homosexuals, cross-dressers. They were every single wicked thing you can imagine was done by the Romans, and they loved it. You understand? Whereas in our culture, we were against it. Read on.
On the holy calendar.
You can skip down to where it say how the Romans celebrated it.
Come how the Romans celebrated Saturnalia. During Saturnalia, work and business came to a halt.
So they made this holiday, the Romans, they made this thing holy. They made it holy. They didn't want nobody on the job. They wanted everybody off to be able to celebrate this wicked, disgusting holiday. Read on.
Schools and courts of law closed, and the normal social patterns were suspended.
You understand? When it says like the normal social patterns are suspended, meaning that certain businesses would shut down, certain gathering places would shut down, and then they would then have main gatherings, kind of like how towns would have the lighting of the Christmas tree event, and all the businesses would shut down. Everybody go down and watch the tree lighting. Go ahead.
I'm about to say that's how it is down in New York. You know what I mean? All the business they got like Times Square and Madison Square Garden and Rockefeller Center. Like those specific areas is where everybody go to.
Right. So that and we do the same. We follow these same exact protocols here in America. You know what I mean? Same, just like in Rome. You understand? Read on.
People decorated their homes with wreaths and other greenery.
They did what?
People decorated their homes with wreaths and other greenery and shed their traditional togas in favor of colorful clothes known as synthesis.
Now, does that remind you of something? You understand? Every year, black folks is decorating their house with these little plastic, little leafy things on their front door with ribbons and bows in it, with jingle bells. And then what do? They dress up and wear them ugly sweater, go to ugly sweater parties, and wear green and red and green and cotton candy and what's it? Candy cane. You know what I mean? Wearing candy canes, shirts and whatnot. You know what I mean? We're doing the same things today, just like they did in Rome. Read on.
Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia.
Read that part again.
Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia.
You understand now? That right there is how you get an entire nation of people to worship a holiday.
Right.
You understand? That's the same reason why black people all across America, every year on Thanksgiving, go out and buy that turkey, make their macaroni and cheese, cut that ham up with the pineapple on top and the cherry in the middle. You understand? With the what they call it, the honey glazed ham. They do that ham more, show that ham more love than they show their own brothers and sisters.
Right.
You understand? And so every year, they used to, in America, they used to let the slaves off for certain days. They would break their back, crack their skulls open to the bone. You understand it? But on this day, we're gonna throw you some pig feet, some fat back, you know what I mean, some chitlins, some rice, some black-eyed peas, some collard greens, some of the cheap stuff. You know what I mean? Let you have you a day off. Might even give you a little bottle of wine, a jug of wine or something. You know what I mean? And that's what they would do. And you know what happened? Black folks would look forward to the 4th of July. Black people would look forward to Thanksgiving. They would look forward to Christmas. You understand? Because that was a day we didn't have to get our back cracked open. You understand? That was a day we didn't have to get our head bust to the white meat. We didn't have to go through that. We got to have that day off, kick it with our kids, go see our rib, you understand? Before we get back to it in the morning. You understand? So just like the Romans, America ain't doing nothing new. They doing the same thing the Romans did. Doing the same thing the Egyptians did. You understand? Read on.
Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia, but were allowed to participate in the festivities.
So on them holidays, guess what? You allowed to be American that day. You understand? You allowed to be American. You allowed to be just like your oppressor on Christmas. You get to sit at home under some tree that's going to die in a couple of days. You understand? And give your kids gifts you can't afford. You understand? And then be a slave again the next day. In jail again the next day. On child support again the next day. You understand? You got some brothers out here, and I feel for these brothers. You got brothers out here that's coming into the truth and in the truth. That's got these wicked, evil, disgusting baby mamas that because that brother stood firm and chose to serve the Lord as opposed to serve our oppressor. Now that sister going to the courthouse in the morning to go file them child support paperwork. You understand? Just because you ain't go out and buy the new NBA 2K20 for little Jamie. You understand? Just because you ain't go get a new outfit, you understand, or pay the light bill for a woman who got another man in the house. You understand? So read on.
In some cases, they sat at the head of the table while their master served them.
All right, so now this was important during the Roman times. You understand? They sometimes on these days, they would let the slaves act like they were the masters, and the masters served the slaves. You understand? So imagine that. Imagine how much more a slave would be willing to celebrate this holiday. You understand? This is witchcraft. This is witchcraft at its finest by making a massive group of people worship this holiday. You understand? But make them want to do it. We get no benefit out of celebrating this day.
Right.
You understand? The only benefit that we get is a day off work. You understand? Where we go back. Some brothers is getting this day off work and happy about it. Oh, my job's so good to me. They let me off on Christmas and then get fired the day after Christmas.
Right.
You understand? Because, you helped us out through that holiday rush, but boy, we don't need you. You understand? Which is reality for a lot of people. It's going to wake up tomorrow and be jobless. You understand? Which is reality. Probably happened to some of us. I'm sure it happened to me. You understand? Read on.
Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling, singing, playing music, feasting, socializing, and giving each other gifts. Wax taper candles called Kerry were common gifts during Saturnalia to signify light returning after the solstice.
You understand? And pay attention to this. Like, a lot of people may not know this, but on Christmas, a lot of people a lot of people light candles on Christmas. They even take them little fake battery operated candles and hang them in their windows. You understand? And then you ride through the neighborhood, you see a little candle in every window. Like, what is this? You know, set the blinds on fire. You understand? So it's always been that custom, that Christmas custom. This is where that spirit of Christmas comes from. All the little things that we do on Christmas, all of that comes from what we're bringing out right now. You understand? So some of this stuff we may not even have. Christmas for us might have just been a little, you know what I mean? Probably wasn't even a pine tree. Probably like a little bush that got cut down out the backyard, you know what I mean? So maybe a flashlight stuck in the middle of it. You know what I mean? A paper star on top and some newspaper wrapped gifts underneath the bush. You know what I mean? For Christmas, for some of us, that's how Christmas probably was. You know what I'm saying? But for most people, Christmas is about the candles, the wreaths that they hang on the door. It's been so long since I done cared about Christmas. I forget a lot of stuff. Go ahead.
And everybody love that damn mistletoe, man.
The mother, I almost dropped the MF bomb. The goddamn mistletoe.
Right.
You know, giving all type of people cold sores this winter. You understand? Cold sores and mono. That's what you getting on Christmas.
Right.
You understand? The mistletoe. Good night. It's like, don't they say you got to kiss when you under the mistletoe? So if your rib walk up under the mistletoe with your neighbor, they got to kiss? Oh, that's adultery.
No.
That's your rib now.
Right.
That's your rib, your bills. You know, shalom. You understand? Read on that.
On the last day of Saturnalia, celebrations known as the Siglaria, many Romans gave their friends and loved ones small terracotta figurines known as signalia, which may have referred back to an older celebration involving human sacrifices.
Read on.
Saturnalia was by the far jolliest Roman holiday. The Roman poet Catullus famously described it as one of the best of the times. Riotous were the festivities, and the Roman author Pliny reportedly built a soundproof room so that he could work during the
Raucous
celebration.
So these Romans was turned all the way up on Christmas. I mean on Saturnalia, Salaki. You understand? They was going buck wild. You understand? And I feel this philosopher, whoever this is, because on the 4th of July, man, I can't play no video games on the 4th of July while I'm firecracker. I'm taking the headset off thinking somebody's shooting at me in the game. You know, is somebody over there? Oh, nah, ain't nobody over there. Them the firecrackers. You understand? So just like you know, many brothers in the UPK, you know what I mean? We find it a challenge to have to find quiet on these days. You understand? Just to be able to get some work done, just to be able to read or watch class. You understand? We got to battle. Not only do we have to battle with our families, we got to battle with our neighbors. We got to battle with the world. Because, you know, it's just like riding down the street. I know we was, what was it? Was it when we was coming from camp the other week? We got lost on the way coming from camp. Had to take some back way. and ended up in a traffic jam that was like 10 miles long, all over some Christmas lights. They wanted to walk around and look at little tiny light bulbs. You understand? That's the whole. It was a football game going on, and everybody watching the Christmas lights. You know what I mean? This is just nut jobs. It's nut jobs. This is retarded.
Running that light bill up.
Yeah, burning all the light bill up. You understand? Read on.
Come. The temple of Saturn and the other Saturnalia customs, constructed in the 4th century A.D. to replace an earlier temple. The temple of Saturn in Rome served as the ceremonial center of later Saturnalia celebrations.
Okay, read on.
On the first day of the festivities, a young pig.
A young what?
A young pig
Okay, go ahead.
would often be publicly sacrificed at the temple, which was located in the northwest corner in the Roman Forum.
See, here's the deal. This is what a lot of people don't know about our oppressors. That pig is damn near holy to our oppressors. That is a holy animal, like to give you an example, for us on our Passover, that's our holiest day. We sacrifice lamb.
Right.
You understand? To our oppressors, the way lamb is to us, pig is to our oppressor. You understand? We sacrifice a lamb to share with our family. They sacrifice a filthy, disgusting, nasty pig. Old doo-doo eating, human bone eating pig. You understand? And so just like our oppressors, when we celebrate these holidays, we do the same things. You understand? And keep in mind, every Christmas, our families used to have that ham, what I don't even know what part of the pig that was. Was it the leg, the thigh, the butt? Whatever it was. That big old ham bone in the middle. You understand? All of that comes straight from Rome.
Right.
You understand? Matter of fact, they call it the Christmas ham. They got the Christmas ham, the Easter ham, the Thanksgiving ham. This is all type of hams out there. You understand? And all of it comes from our oppressors. All of it. We just trying to be like him and eat what he eat. The only difference is the Lord punishes us for it. You understand? To our oppressors, pig is one of the best sources of protein. You ask the TV commercials, they be like, it's pork, the other white meat. You understand?
The other white meat.
Yeah, they call it the other white meat. It's the other chicken. Not chicken, the other chicken. Okay, no sweat. You know what I mean? Read on.
The coat statue of Saturn in the temple traditionally had woolen bonds tied around his feet. But during Saturnalia, these bonds were loosened to symbolize the god's liberation.
Go ahead.
In many Roman households, a mock king was chosen.
Go ahead.
The
Saturnalicious.
Saturnalicious princeps, or leader of Sardinius, sometimes also called the Lord. They called it the Lord Misrule, the Lord of Misrule.
Go ahead. So see now that custom there, that one is not one that is followed in Christianity. But keep in mind during the Roman times, because this whole holiday didn't originate with the Romans. It originated with the Babylonians. Because the whole tree, the cutting down of the tree and decorating the tree and all of that, and putting gifts under the tree, all of that comes from Babylon. It comes from the worship of Nimrod. You understand? Where they erected that tree as a god after Nimrod died. His mother Easter did. And so that his birthday was December 25th. And his mother started that whole hanging of the Christmas tree, forcing everybody to come and pay tribute to to Nimrod. Okay, now the Egyptians took that custom and did it twofold. Not only did they maintain that custom, but they also implemented the celebration of birthdays. Whereas during the Babylonian times, only Nimrod's birthday was celebrated. During Egyptian times, the Pharaoh's birthday was celebrated, and everybody else was able to celebrate their birthdays as well to make them the god for a day. So what the Romans are doing is more of a transition of that custom through history, and them making somebody in the household to be the king for that day is similar to what the Egyptians did. It's similar to the original custom of Nimrod, where Nimrod was the one that was worshipped. He was the king. And then now translated down to the Romans, someone in that household is appointed the Lord of Misrule, or the king for that day, the king of Saturnalia. You see what I'm saying? Read on.
Usually, a lowlier member of the household. The figure was responsible for making mischief during the celebrations, insulting guests, wearing crazy clothing, chasing women and girls, etc.
All right, read on.
The idea was that he ruled over chaos rather than the normal Roman order. The common holiday custom of hiding coins or other small objects in cakes is one of many dating back to the Saturnalia.
So this is telling you about other customs that date back to this holiday, such as like they were saying, hiding little things inside of cakes, similar to us hiding things inside of Easter eggs. You see what I mean? And so all of those things, all of these customs come from these other nations. Read on.
Come. As this was the method of choosing the mock king. Is Christmas a pagan holiday?
Read that again.
Is Christmas a pagan holiday?
So this right here is, like I said, this is from the History Channel. You understand? This is the media. The media that's always promoting the Christmas spirit, the Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas, Happy Merry Xmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the hell they want to call it. You understand? Read on.
Thanks to the Roman Empire's conquest in Britain and the rest of the Europe from the 2nd century BC to the 4th century AD, and their suppression of older seasonal rites practiced by the Celts and other groups. Today's Western cultures derive many of their traditions, celebrations of the midwinter from Saturnalia.
So what that means, what that's basically saying, America is considered the Western culture. You understand? So what this article is saying is that many of Americans' customs comes from, or many of Americans' winter customs come from the worship of Saturnalia in Rome. You understand? Read on. So all that happy holidays, the spirit of Christmas, the giving of gifts, the hanging of the Christmas tree, and the Easter egg, all of the stuff that we do around Christmas time, the cooking of the ham, the sacrificing of the animals, and the sacrifices mean we eat them. We cook them and we eat them. You understand? All of that comes from Saturnalia. Everything that we do here in America comes from the Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Babylonians. Read on.
Come. The Christian holiday of Christmas, especially, owes many of its traditions to the ancient Roman festival, including the time of the year Christmas is celebrated. The Bible does not give a date of Jesus' birth. In fact, some theologians have concluded he was probably born in the spring.
Now in the UPK, we know he was born in spring because the Bible says he was born in the spring.
Right.
You understand? He was born around the time of the Passover. You understand? He was born around tax time, which is all around the same time. Not only that, but the shepherds who had their sheep, they were sleeping outside in the field when Christ was born. Go ahead.
And I got a precept just to see exactly what you were saying, and just to show that you were saying that Christ celebrated the feast of dedication, because like you were saying before, it's in the Bible.
Right.
And, if I could,
Go ahead,
scripture,
please.
It's John chapter 10, verse 22, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. You understand? So that just shows plainly, you understand, that the feast of dedication was going on around Christ's time, and of course, Christ wouldn't celebrate his own birthday. And
Right.
that's why you were saying, sir, Christ was born born during the springtime around tax time.
Right.
Bringing out, sir.
Right, and that scripture he pulled was so on point. You understand? Because what are we celebrating? What are the Hebrews celebrating right now? We're celebrating that same holy day that YAHWH was celebrating in this scripture, the Feast of Dedication or the Feast of HaKaNAKA. You understand? Which for me, it empowers me to celebrate this day. You understand? And it means a lot to me specifically because right now we are oppressed by the same people that we defeated on this holiday. You understand? We warred against the Romans during the winter, back during the time of Judas Maccabees and Mattathias. You understand? If you want to know more about this Feast of HaKaNAKA, just read 1st and 2nd Maccabees. You understand? My two favorite books in the Bible. You understand? And matter of fact, that's what Dawadah brought out one of the scriptures when he says, as far as me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. You understand? Because the Greeks came to us and wanted us to turn against the Most High. And they sacrificed that pig, just like how we just read that the Romans did. You understand? They came and wanted us to sacrifice pigs on the Lord's altar. And there were men who decided to stand with the Most High, and there were men who decided to stand with our oppressor. And the men who decided to stand with the Most High went to war with everybody that was against the Most High and won. And when we won, we took back that temple and we decorated that temple with brand new stuff, with all brand new stuff. We decorated that temple and got it back glorious. And then from there forward, we celebrated the Feast of Dedication in honor of that victory. You understand? So for us, HaKaNAKA is about victory.
Right.
Where for us, Christmas is about us remaining oppressed under the same oppressor. You understand? Read on.
By the 4th century AD, Western Christian churches settled on celebrating Christmas on December 25th, which allowed them to incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia and other popular pagan midwinter traditions. Pagans and Christians coexisted, not always happily, during this period, and this likely represented an effort to convince the remaining pagan Romans to accept Christianity as Rome's official religion.
And you see that? All of this, the infusion of these pagan customs, was nothing more than politics. You understand? This is why we stand so firm on maintaining what we taught in the I.S.U.P.K. since 1969.
Right.
You understand? Because when you start inviting in these new doctrines, eventually it's going to lead you to what? Joining with these other nations. You understand? So these Christians, I don't even like calling them Christians, but these Christians, these so-called Christians, they brought in these pagan celebrations. Not because they wanted to bring more people. You know, the Christian church love to say, oh, we bring people to Jesus. They wasn't bringing nobody to a goddamn thing. They are all about money and greed and lust and power and murder and bloodshed and making the poor poor and the rich rich. That's what Christianity is all about. You understand? And homosexuality and child molestation, because all of this came from Rome.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Read on.
Before the end of the 4th century, many of the traditions of Saturnalia, including giving gifts, singing, lighting candles, feasting, and merrymaking, had become absorbed by the traditions of Christmas, as many of us know them today.
So there you have it. All in a nutshell, written by the same person that's shoving Christmas down your throat.
Right.
They tell you the truth and the lie in the same breath. You understand? That's why Native Indians call it, say he speak with a forked tongue. Yeah, this that pale face speak with a forked tongue. You understand? And so with that, we're gonna drop that article. You understand? So that right there shows you the origins of this so-called holiday called Christmas. You understand? All our families woke up this morning all happy and in the giving spirit. You understand? And hoping on that gift that they wanted. And you know what? They measure their what's the word I'm looking for? They measure their admiration based on the type of gift that you give. Like a card ain't good enough. I need something that I want. I need a new Xbox X1 X. I need the Nintendo Switch. You understand? I need the tennis bracelet, the Louis, what they call them, Louis Vuitton, the red bottoms. I need the red bottoms. I need the Chanel bag. You understand? And without those things, you know what I mean? I mean nothing to you, so therefore you mean nothing to me. Some people be like, oh, all you gonna give me is a card? Well, give me my gift back. You understand? Christmas is all about lust and greed and being disgusting people. You understand? We worry about all these gifts and receiving gifts and don't give a damn about the homeless. No, everybody forget the homeless on Christmas. Doing all that shopping and them homeless, and I can imagine these homeless brothers and sisters sitting here watching people walking to Walmart, blowing 20 bands at Walmart, and can't even buy a loaf of bread and a pack of bologna for a homeless brother. You understand? Because I tell you what, that loaf of bread and that pack of bologna would do that brother more good, would do the nation of Israel more good than buying that Nintendo Switch.
Right.
You understand? Or buying that tennis bracelet for that whore that's in your house that's probably sleeping with your best friend. You understand? Because they say it's what? They call it the season of giving when Christians don't give a damn thing. You understand? They quick to feed the pockets of their preachers and their pastors. And they ignore the people in their own family. You understand? Have y'all seen that little meme video on Instagram about the little kid that say, this is why kids need to stay out of grown folks' business? Yeah. You seen that? It say, guess what? My mama going to jail. You want to know why her going to jail? Hey, that little girl had me rolling. I was like, oh my goodness. All I kept thinking was her grandmama is for sure a Christian. You understand? For sure a Christian. She's talking about, and then she talking trash. The thing that's so disgusting to me, I can't blame the child for it, of course. The child ain't doing nothing but repeating what the child heard. But her grandmama talking stone cold cash, saying, I don't know how anybody can get evicted out of Section 8. And she said, guess what? My grandma said her rent was only $7. You understand? And here's what I kept hearing. Her rent is only $7. And because her mother is such a selfish, disgusting bitch, she can't even borrow $7 from her mother to pay her rent. So she has to steal. You understand? This is what Christmas is all about. Christmas don't give a damn about them mothers like that girl, the girl spoken of in that video that's getting bailed out. Don't give a damn about them sisters and them brothers in them situations. Go ahead, Marduk.
Common concert. And what you said, I mean, like, it just hit a point on Christianity and why we should not follow Christianity. Because Christianity, they don't care about our people whatsoever. Man. Like Austin Azakbar was saying, it's like the the mother, well, the grandmother of the grandbaby. I mean, like, she just repeated everything she said, and like you were saying, $7. Like, so you telling me the grandma don't have $7? The father of that child don't have $7. The aunts, the uncles don't have $7. So what's she gonna do? She's gonna try to do everything that she can do so her what? Her child can have a roof over her head. But Christianity has just failed us, man.
Right.
Just failed us to the T, and they don't care about us.
Right. Now here's what I got to say. I know that sister never hear it, but that sister don't ever have to steal a damn thing to pay that rent.
Right.
All she needs to do is she needs to come into the UPK.
Right.
Come into the UPK instead of that Christian church. Her grandmama's in the Christian church, obviously. You understand? She's obviously in the Christian church. And that Christian church, even her mother's church, should at least $7. $7. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, Mop. If there was a sister in I.S.U.P.K, South Carolina, who rent was $7, and all these brothers that's in this school in South Carolina, and that sister gets evicted when her rent is only $7, we would all have to answer for that.
Right.
You understand?
If we knew about it.
No,
Because if she don't say nothing, we
listen,
don't know.
Doc.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome to the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You understand? It is our job to watch over the brothers and sisters in this school. You understand? Whether she says something or not, that sister is our responsibility, because that is what brotherhood means. You understand? If you are a brother in this school, you understand? If you are about to get evicted, then it is our responsibility, because we are all brothers. You understand? So in the UPK, it don't matter. You better speak up, because we the ones that's gonna get checked, even if you don't speak up. You understand? So in the spirit of brotherhood, you should want to speak up when those situations happen. You understand? You should want to speak up. You understand? Because there are brothers who watch over you. You understand? Because now, I mean, hell, if you be like, man, I got that eviction notice 10 days ago. You understand? When the money got to be in today at 5 o'clock. Well, what time is it? 4:49.
Right.
We all getting checked. We're going to try to get that money there in 10 minutes, but we all going to get checked if you get evicted. You understand? Because you should not be homeless with brotherhood. You understand? Brotherhood is a weapon. That's one of the things we scream in the UPK, is that brotherhood is a weapon. And that is one thing that is ignored in the Christian church. There's no brotherhood in it. How can there be brotherhood when the man's supposed to be teaching you brotherhood sleeping with your woman? He too busy knee deep in your rib to teach you about brotherhood. You know, he need a lesson in brotherhood. He need a stone. That's what he really need. You understand? So I say all that to say this. That sister, when I seen that video, yeah, it made me laugh. I ain't gonna lie. It made me laugh. I died laughing, because I just seeing that small child act so grown was just hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? The situation, of course, was disgusting. You know, but it was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie, it tickled me. You understand? But this is the problem that black people don't even realize that they have because of the Christian church. You understand? Because all you got to do is come into the church, pay your little tithes, your tithe. They don't give a damn. Even if you a tithe paying member. I know a brother right now. You know, I'm not gonna say the brother's name. Brother probably might be watching right now, but I know a brother right now who went to a church. I started going to the UPK. He started going to this church. I'm paying my tithes to the UPK. He paying his tithes to this church. I'm telling him he wrong. He need to come into the UPK. He telling me I'm wrong. I need to come to his church. So situation happened. His I think his power bill got cut off. And you know, in South Carolina, they don't play about if you got kids in the power bill, your power bill better not get cut off. or if child services catch wind of it, they come and knock it. If you, I think it might be what, 3 days. I think if you go 3 days without power, they come take your kids if they know about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's child services for you in South Carolina, so it's a dangerous thing to not have your power on. So the brother's power was about to get cut off. He been paying damn near $100 in tithes every Sunday to this Christian pastor. All of a sudden, he lost his job. You understand? And after he lost his job, he had trouble keeping up on the bills and needed $98 to pay his power bill. And you know his pastor told him? Pray about it. Just pray about it, brother. The Lord gonna make a way. You understand? And you know what? And in that day, he found out that there was no brotherhood in that Christian church. You understand? Commander General YAHANNA would never let a brother go through that.
Right.
You understand? He would never let a brother go through this. You understand? So here's what I want you to do. Or Shar, if you could, Baba Kasha, I want you to go into the Bible. Go into the book of Jeremiah, Baba Kasha. Matter of fact, go to Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. Go ahead. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
7 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art any holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Salaki, you read that one more time from the top?
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For there aren't an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, unto Yahweh thy power. You are a holy people. Who is that talking to?
Children of Israel.
Talking to the children of Israel. Who are the children of Israel today?
12 tribes.
12 tribes, which are made up of who?
Blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics.
Right, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. So the Lord is addressing black people, Hispanic people, and Native American people. He says that you are a holy people unto himself. You understand? What does holy mean?
Separate.
It means separate. That's absolutely correct. You understand? So the Lord said that we are a separate people. Separate from what?
The rest of mankind.
From the rest of mankind. That's correct. You understand? Just like how you have, like we're his holy people, no different than our boots are holy as opposed to our other shoes. You understand? Yeah, we might wear some slippers when we walk around the house. You know, we wear them every day. You know, we might got some sneakers that we might wear when we go to the gym. You know, we might got some, or we can wear them same sneakers to go to the store. You understand? But them boots, we wear that when we go to camp, right, when we go to war. You understand? We wear them through Hebrew Academy. You understand? So those boots are separate from all of our other shoes. You understand? These are ours. These are special. These have a higher importance than them sneakers over there. You understand? Because the boots, I got to have the boots. Because I can't show up to camp wearing no J's. Right. You understand? You show up to camp with some J's. Like, I'd be too afraid of what's going to happen to you. You show up to camp with some J's. So lock it. You understand? I don't even think you're going to be able to hold post that day. I done seen Cap turn brothers around. I said, Salaki, when you got your hair cut the other day? Oh, yeah. Kind one kind, sir. Oh, no sweat. You understand? Stand down today. No sweat. We don't need you today. You understand? So you don't want to show up in camp in no J's. You know what I mean? You want to show up in some books.
Proper
You understand?
time.
So the Lord is addressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's telling black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, even though the world constantly tells us that we are criminals, we are thugs, we are savages, you understand? We are wetbacks, spicks, coons. What other kind of names they call our Hispanic brothers? I don't even know what they call it. I think spick and wetback is all they really call them.
That pisses me off.
You know, what else they call them? You know, what do they call Native Americans? I know they call them savages. Hell, they call them niggers too.
Yeah.
You understand?
They-
But even in 2019, that's all we are to the world. Even to the Chinese man. Chinese man ain't hang not one nigga. You understand? But we a nigga to that Chinese man.
Yeah.
You understand? The Arab man, we are a nigga to that Arab man. A spick, a wetback, a savage.
Yeah.
That's all we are to all the nations. You understand? But then that's okay. Because to the Lord, we are a holy people. You understand? Unto the Lord himself. Go ahead.
Kind of, sir, if I could. You know what's so brainwashing to our people is just a furthermore, you know what I'm saying? Like, we also died with Dr. and Brother Tim. We went to this Moabite spot.
Mm-hmm.
And today is supposed to be so-called Christmas.
Mhm.
You understand? But are they celebrating Christmas? No.
Nope.
They are getting that money. And you know what population was in there? Blacks. You understand? They just gotta have that Chinese food on what? On a so-called holiday, not knowing that what they doing. They just filling the Moabites' pockets, which is really just filling the our oppressor pockets even more.
Right.
So I just want to bring that up.
Right. And I tell you what, I live in a town called Anderson, South Carolina, and it's a damn shame. There's only one soul food restaurant, or that I would consider to be a black-owned soul food restaurant in Anderson. Only one. Now there's one that kind of is soul food. You know, they got chicken gizzards, chicken livers, but you know it's more of a wing spot. You know, it's where you go get your wings at. You can't go get no fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, and collard greens. Even though they got collard greens and they good, they some busting collard greens, but it's not a soul food restaurant. That's not their specialty. There's only one soul food restaurant in Anderson. And it's crazy because there's so many brothers and sisters in Anderson that are amazing cooks. I'm talking cooks so good you can smell it down the street,
Right.
across town. You understand? But for some reason, we are so destroyed because we don't look at ourselves as holy people. We look at each other the way our oppressors look at us. We look at each other like nigger, coon, thug, criminal, rapist. You understand? It's some black people more terrified of black people than white people.
And let me tell you now, them
Right.
white folks, they ain't scared of us.
Right. Raise your hand next time, Mike. But go ahead, what you were saying?
Yeah, them white folks, they are not afraid of us.
Well, it kind of goes twofold because they are and they aren't. Because one of the biggest fears that all white people have is black retribution. It's the day when black people got you know how they say ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun? That's what the white people are scared of. They scared of the rabbit having the gun because they so afraid of it because they know they deserve it. You understand? And here's the deal. That fear is what drives them to that violence. You understand? You ever notice that the more the other nations terrorize America, the more America terrorizes us. You understand? It's like a bully. You know, bully he get whooped up by his father at home, and then he come to school and want to punch on me. You understand? That's America. America is a bully. World Trade Center bombing happened, Allahu Akbar, blow up the World Trade Center. You understand? Next thing you know, they checking every nigga ID in New York. Stop and frisk. You understand? So here's the deal, right? The Lord says that we are a holy people. We are separate from all these other nations. You understand? If we are separate from all these other nations, what does that mean when we go and celebrate Christmas? That means we're trying to join these other nations. You understand? Read on. Matter of fact, let me add something. Let me go back to what you brought out in that article. Like when I said this is why it's so important that at UPK we hold so firm to the traditions that was laid down in 1969. You look at a brother in the UPK today, and it's crazy. It blows my mind sometimes when I look at pictures of the UPK today versus the pictures of the UPK back in the 60s and the 70s. It looked like the only thing changed was the camera quality. You understand? It looked like bad camera versus good camera. That's really what it looks like. Because we hold so firm to those same traditions. You understand? When we start to sway and change our doctrine up, like there's other Israelite groups who've done that. You understand? We sway and add things and take away things. That's not with the intent of serving the Most High. That's with the same intent that the early Christian church invited all these pagan celebrations into that religion.
Right.
It was political. How do we get more people to come and join our organization? You understand? Like the purple, I almost said drop the other F-bomb. But like them purple cats. They go out here and they love these Africans. You know, why do they love these Africans? Because to the world it makes them look like a good people, a good organization. Look at them. They go out here and they're teaching in Africa. They're going to Africa and sending money to Africa. And in UPK, we can give a damn about Africa.
Right.
We sending money to Flint, Michigan.
Right.
You understand? We sending money to Puerto Rico.
Right.
Sending food to Venezuela. You understand? That's what we doing. We in Southside Chicago giving out coats and food to the homeless. That's what the UPK does. We worry about our people here. You understand? Let Oprah and 50 Cent and Akon and them worry about them Hamites. You understand? We concerned about us. You understand? And guess what? That ain't changed since 1969. You understand? You know, and we're going to bring out that scripture. You know, there's a scripture that says, I'm going to paraphrase it. Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? That's what the early Christian church did. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull that scripture. I ain't going to paraphrase it. Salakia. If somebody got it, you can go ahead and read it. You got it. It's Jeremiah 2 and 33. Go ahead and read it when you got it. Jeremiah 2 and 23. So we are a holy people. You know what I mean? A holy people unto the Most High. You know, and if you keep reading Deuteronomy 7-6, it says that we to be above, we are above every nation on the face of the earth. So that Christmas stuff right here, we right here. We above that. You know what I mean? You know how they be like, it's above me now. You know what I'm saying? We above Christmas. We above Thanksgiving. All of that stuff is beneath us. You understand? That's beneath us. That's let the heathens do what they do. You know, we're gonna serve the Most High. Because we serve the Most High, the Most High is gonna keep that promise. And we gonna sit on the throne of the world and rule over all the nations. You understand? Read that when you got it.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Read it again.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Read it one more time.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
You understand? Why are we trimming our ways to seek love? You understand? Brothers are coming to the UPK learn what it means to be an Israelite, and then start doing little Christian-y things just to be accepted by people in the world. You can have one wife. Well, I only want one wife. Take your Christian self over there and put your purple on. You understand? So, and the thing is, the scriptures say, "Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love?" You understand? That's what the other nations are banking on. Is us trimming our ways, us willing to sacrifice standing for the Most High, to sin against the Lord and stand with them. You understand? The scriptures say you can't serve two masters.
Right.
You either love one and hate the other, but you cannot serve two masters. You understand? You either love the world or you don't. You either love the Most High or you don't. You can't say you love the Most High and celebrate Christmas. You understand? And we're going to get to that in a second on why you can't do that. You understand? You can't do that. It's impossible. That's like saying I can't jump in the pool and stay dry. You understand? You can't. You probably can under the right circumstance, but that's like you can't walk in the freezer and stay warm. You understand? You can't get high and not do drugs. You understand? You can't do that. It's either one or the other. You either a crackhead or you not. You either a Christian or you not. You understand? You either serve the Most High or you don't. You understand? So the early Christian church, they trimmed their ways to seek love. They set aside serving the Most High, all in the name of getting more people into our organization. You understand? They want to tout and brag like they're the biggest organization. You understand? Because they decided to compromise. They compromised the truth for money, for power, for influence, for riches. You understand? And cost millions of lives in the process. You understand? Because that Christianity people walking around here like they being Christians like it ain't no blood on their hands. Christianity there was countless of Native Indians and Hispanics that were burned alive. Can you imagine somebody walking up to you one day and say, we're going to worship this new god called Jimbo. He this white man wear hunting fatigue. You understand? And he died for your sins. This your new God. You understand? You're going to bow down and worship this image right here. You're going to kiss this image, this picture, this poster that we got on the wall. You're going to kiss that. Oh, you're not going to do it. All right, no sweat. All right, so once they do that, then they just tie you up to a stick, to a big old post. Matter of fact, they did it. They tied them to a cross. And then you've seen like the Salem witch trials when they used to stack all that hay, they tie them to a post and then stack all that hay on them and light them on fire. Well, guess what? They did that to millions of Hispanics. Millions of them. Like, hey, this is your new God. We're gonna worship this image. You're gonna bow down to this image right here, and you're gonna kiss the feet on this white Jesus, and you're gonna worship it. That's your new God. And they're like, hell no, we got a God. You know what I'm saying? Our God is the God of the Bible. We don't know we don't even know how you got the book. You understand? Like, oh, you don't want to worship white Jesus? Nah, man, we good over here. We got another God. All right, so, everybody who want to worship the white Jesus, go ahead and stand over here. And all the people who do, go ahead and stand over there. All right, so all y'all stand over here. Let's go ahead and get them in their spots. And they tied them to the crosses. One of them was the king. His name was Montezuma. You understand? Tied him to a cross and burned him. He was the first one to get burned alive. You understand? Burned him alive. Can you imagine that? Being tied to a cross, watching your wife and kids stand from afar off, waiting to get asked the same question you got asked. And you see you and 30 other people tied up. And you see all these devils holding these torches about to light our ass up like a Christmas tree. Can you imagine that? Being burned alive because you refuse to worship the God of this world? You understand? That's what happened to millions of Hispanics. That's what happened to millions of North American Indians. You understand? That blood is on the hands of the Christian church. Christmas has blood on it.
Right.
Thanksgiving has blood on it. Easter has blood on it. All of these holidays got our blood on it. You understand? And we are the chosen people. We supposed to be above every other nation. You understand? The only way we're going to be above every other nation is we got to separate ourselves from other nations. And the first thing that brothers and sisters can do right here, right now, to separate, stop celebrating Christmas. If every black person in America stops celebrating Christmas, we can get some things done out. We can get some things done. That is trillions of dollars not getting spent around a time where businesses rely on it. Toys R Us relies on Christmas. If there was no Christmas, Toys R Us would be shut down in the morning.
Right.
By morning, Toys R Us would be shut down. You understand? They'd be begging black people to celebrate Christmas again. They would be begging us. I wouldn't be surprised if they start back killing people for us not celebrating Christmas if we did that. That's how powerful it is. And all these brothers and sisters that work these retail jobs, you know what I'm talking about. You understand? You know what I'm talking about. The malls, clothing stores, if you've ever done the audit for these businesses, you'll find out that most of these businesses stay broke all year round and make all their money around Christmas time. You understand? That's a lot of these rich oppressors that own these businesses. That's how they stay rich. They learn how to get your money at Christmas time. You understand? Because think about it. What is it all about if it's not for the dollar sign? What is it about? Do our oppressors care about us enough to invite us in on their celebration that's going to make us a better people? Are our oppressors that nice? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be remembering Tamir Rice. We wouldn't be remembering Trayvon Martin. You understand? Those type of things would not go on. Salakia. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, you know, the early Christian church, they compromised. And they compromised all in the name of riches and power. And then what they chose to do with that riches and power is go to South America. And then they started to murder. After they changed their policies up a little bit, then they started to murder in the name of Christianity. You understand? So Christianity is a bloody religion now. The America stands today because of the blood spilled by the Christian church. You understand? And the Christian church does what? It enforces all of these customs to get our money year after year after year after year. You understand? I don't even know how many black people is going out here spending all their money that they don't have enough of on Christmas. How many of them gonna get eviction notices on January 1st? You understand? It's a sad thing. You understand? It's a sad thing. And here's the thing, is that you can free yourself from Christmas. You know how much money I spent on Christmas this year? That's a rhetorical question. How much money you spend on Christmas this year? Nada. I mean, all that money still in his savings account. How much money you spend on Christmas this year? Not a damn dime. I mean, all that money is still in his. So your rent gonna get paid, right? Yeah, he good. Cause why? Cause he ain't celebrating no Christmas.
Right.
You how much money you spend this year, Mardaki, on Christmas?
0.
Not a damn dime.
Right.
You understand? Not a dollar, not a penny. You understand? In the UPK, we serve the Most High. And you know what? After these so-called holidays, everybody gonna come to work. Y'all gonna see at y'all slaveries. You know, everybody. But yeah, so I want you to drop that. I want you to go up to we're gonna go ahead and hit it. Give me Jeremiah chapter 10. Start at verse 1. We can go ahead and hit the big one. Jeremiah chapter 10, start at verse 1. So we are God's chosen people. We are separate from all these. We are supposed to be separated from all these other nations. You understand? It's just like just like you got cooked food and you got raw food. You know, you don't want to take the cooked food, the cooked chicken and the raw chicken, and put it in the same Tupperware bowl together. You understand? You want to put the cooked chicken with the cooked chicken, the raw chicken with the raw chicken. Well, all these other nations is like the raw chicken. You understand? They is not prepared to eat. You understand? That's cross-contamination. We not supposed to be following after them. We not supposed to be doing the things that they do. You understand? They come up with these customs. They come up with that out their own mind, out of their own hearts. Meanwhile, we got the cheat code. The cheat code, it came straight from the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? We got the cheat code, which is the law, statutes, and commandments what the Lord gave us. That's the cheat code. You understand? The Lord gave us instructions and commandments and orders on how we can rule over the nations. You understand? He gave us the cheat code. All we got to do is read and apply. Read and apply. You understand? Now read that for me. I want you to read. Read Jeremiah chapter 1. Read it loud for me. Jeremiah chapter 10.
Oh, okay.
Start at verse 1.
Okay. Jeremiah 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spoketh unto you.
So who is speaking right here?
The Lord.
The Lord is speaking. So what I'm about to tell you, some man wrote. Well, it is something a man wrote, but it ain't something some man came up with. You know how a lot of fake Israelites like to say, "Oh, we ain't following man." You understand? Or Christians say, "Oh, we ain't following man. I'm doing this for Jesus." You understand? Okay, doing it for Jesus. Okay, doing it for the kids. No sweat. These are the Lord's words. The gods that you claim that you worship in the Christian church. This is his words. This is what he is about to tell you something. He's about to tell you something. Everybody like to say the Lord spoke to me. The Lord ain't say nothing to you if you put up a Christmas tree this year.
Right.
You know, the Lord, only thing the Lord gonna show you is poverty and destruction and sickness. You understand? That's what the Lord is gonna show you some punishment. You understand? Man, think about that. Man, black people celebrate Christmas year after year after year, and I swear I don't know if it's just me, but it seemed like every year my life got worse and worse from childhood. Seems like it just get worse and worse and worse as the years goes on. That you celebrate Christmas, you celebrating Thanksgiving, and then even when you're in the world, you start getting a little grown, and you stop going to church. Seems like your life get a little bit better, don't it? Then you stop celebrating Christmas or Thanksgiving, stop showing up to the Thanksgiving dinners. Your life get a little bit better. And then we go back to, oh, I'm living foul. No, you living good. You understand? You going back to that. That's living foul. You understand? So the God that you say you worship in the Christian church, if you woke up this morning and you had Jingle Bells playing on your Alexa, and you had a Christmas Story playing on your Netflix, you got your Christmas tree in your living room with whether you got the white angel, the black angel, the white Santa Claus, the black Santa Claus, or the gold star, or the silver star, whatever you got on top of your Christmas tree. You got the little jingle bells and what the things called, the balls with the hooks on them. You got the hook balls. You got the little fluffy things spun on. I don't even know what the hell you call them shits now. You know, the lights, running up your electric bill. You understand? If you did all of this morning, and you say you love God and you worship God and you go and you all about God, Jesus, then you need to do what the Lord say in this scripture. Read on.
O house of Israel.
Oh, who?
O house of Israel.
Now I thought God talked to everybody. I thought God loved everybody. The first scripture that we brought out, Deuteronomy 7:6, he said that he said the children of Israel was a holy people. This whole newsflash for all the Christians out there. The Bible, from beginning to end, is only talking to, for, and about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
It ain't talking about our oppressor. It ain't talking about the Chinese man. It ain't talking about the East Indian man. It ain't talking about the South African man. It's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Read on.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus said the Lord.
Go ahead.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Do what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Nah, it say follow it with all your might.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Nah, it say monkey see, monkey do.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Who is the heathen?
The other nations.
The other nations other than what?
Israel.
Other nations other than the nation of Israel. Those are the heathens. Now the Romans, are they Israelites or are they heathens? They are heathens, right? So the Romans celebrated this so-called holiday called Christmas, or they called it Saturnalia, or Saturn's Day, whatever the hell they want to call it. And I don't know. I'm not a damn Roman. I'm an Israelite. You understand? So the scriptures say, learn not the ways of the heathens. You understand? In other words, learn not the ways of our oppressor. Learn not the way of the Romans. Learn not the way of the Greeks. Learn not the way of the Moabites, the Chinese man. Learn not the way of the Arab man. Learn not the way of the East Indian man, the Ethiopian man, the African man. Learn not the way of them. You understand? We're not supposed to follow after them and pick up on their customs. I done seen an East Indian custom where they eat raw monkey brains. You understand? We celebrating Christmas, might as well go eat some raw monkey brains. You understand? It's all the same to the Most High. Whether you cracking them, they actually put the monkey in the table. They got a little hole in the table with a little neck vise. So they stick the little spider monkey down inside the neck vise, close it on them, and the only thing on the middle of the table is the monkey head. And this monkey sitting there looking at you, screaming like he is like a victim in a Jason movie, screaming at the top of his lungs. And they give you a hammer, and you're supposed to crack the little monkey on top of the head till the skull crack open. Get your little spoon. They give you a little spoon to look like this with a point at the end of it. and you supposed to pick the little skull off the little monkey head and scoop the little monkey brain out and eat it. That is an East Indian custom. You understand? And just like that monkey brain, we ain't supposed to eat that monkey brain in the middle of that table, and we ain't supposed to celebrate no Christmas either. Christmas is a Roman custom, an Egyptian custom. All of those are heathens. Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 10,
You can start at verse 2.
verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
It says, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Read on.
For the heathens are dismayed at them.
So for the heathens are dismayed at the signs of heaven. You understand? And guess what? The winter solstice is a so-called sign of heaven. You understand? The white man, he is dismayed at that sign. And guess what? During that winter solstice, they celebrated Saturnalia. And today we celebrate that same holiday, but we call it Christian during the so-called winter solstice. Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
It says for the what?
For the customs of the people are vain.
For the customs of these heathens are vain. What does vain mean? What does that mean? It says that customs are vain. Go ahead, Shaw.
I mean, nothing.
Right. They are nothing. They mean nothing. They amount to nothing. When I was a kid, I used to believe in Santa Claus. I used to think if I talked back to the teacher, Santa Claus was going to see it. And come Christmas time, I was going to be expecting a Sega Genesis. And I was going to get a whole bunch of coal in my stocking. That's what I used to think. But guess what? There ain't no damn Santa Claus. You understand? When I was 6 years old, Santa Claus was my God. I ain't know about no Jesus. Jesus ain't putting nothing on the Christmas tree when I was 6. My God was Santa Claus. I wanted to go sit on Santa Claus' lap, tell him exactly. I want a bike. I want a Nintendo. When I was a kid, I was asking for Nintendo. I don't know about y'all young whippersnappers, but I was getting the original NES, not the SNES. I'm talking about the NES. Y'all don't know nothing about that. With the little square stick, had the 2 buttons on it, start and select. Y'all don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, those customs are vain. They mean nothing. You understand? What is the meaning of Christmas? Exactly. Don't nobody know. Ain't nobody got no answer. People like, it's about giving. Giving what? Giving who what? Who? Only the people you care about? You give the people you care about stuff all throughout the year. What make this day any different? Oh, you go spend more money to go buy some wrapping paper in a box and buy something. I done got given gifts of clothes that I never wore. You know what I mean? Never did. That was a waste of money. Guess what? You could have did with that money. You could have paid the power bill. You understand? You could have kept your lights on for an extra couple months. You understand? You could have paid your mortgage or paid a mortgage. You understand? Some people go out and spend, black people, spend thousands of dollars on Christmas. You understand? Thousands of dollars. And guess what it amounts to? What happens to all the toys you buy?
1 or 2 days.
Let me ask you a question. When you were 6 years old, do you remember what you got for Christmas? Do you, Shaw? Mardaki, 6 years old. What'd you get for Christmas?
Can't remember something.
Silaki out of wine. 6 years old. What'd you get for Christmas? You see how important it is when the parents say they're doing it for the kids. You see how much it means later down the road. It's not even a memory. You understand? I don't even remember the last Christmas I celebrated because it means nothing.
Right.
You understand? But I do remember my first Passover.
Right.
I remember that. I remember my first feast of dedication. You understand? I remember that. I remember all my feasts. I remember those. You understand? Because they are not vain. You understand? These are to rehearse the righteous acts. You understand? We do those, we keep those feasts and those high holy days in the name of the Most High. You understand? Read on.
Jeremiah chapter 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Read it louder.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
They does what?
One cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Go ahead.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So this custom that we about to talk about in this scripture, part of that custom is where you got this workman who goes out into the woods and he cuts down a tree with an axe. You understand? This is all a part of this custom that they follow. Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
And then after they cut down this tree, they take the tree and they decorate the tree with silver and with gold. I remember that specifically because when I was growing up, we used to have the Christmas tree. And I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like a fluffy thing that they tie around the tree. It's like gold, and they got the gold one, they got the silver one. Sometimes they got the white one. Sometimes they got the red one. I don't know what it's called. What the hell is the damn thing? You know what it's called, Mardaki?
I'm about to try to look it up. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of what the hell that thing. You know what I'm talking about? I know it's. I know you probably. I know you don't know because I don't even know the little thing they used to wrap around the Christmas tree. It ain't a ribbon. It was the.
It's round, but it's fluffy.
It's like got the.
And it just go right like a plastic caterpillar.
Yeah, it looked like a caterpillar.
But it's just fluffy.
I didn't even know I had a name.
I don't even know. I want to call it an ornament, but it ain't an ornament. I don't know. The fluffy thing. The silver thing that you wrap around your tree. And then you got the silver one, the gold one. You know, you got all type of colors. You understand? So this custom. Now, let me ask you this. What other holidays do they cut down trees and decorate them?
Just Christmas.
Do they do that for Kwanzaa? Do they do that for 4th of July? What about Thanksgiving? Do we cut down trees and decorate them? You understand? I guess the only other closest thing to it would be Halloween when they decorate a pumpkin. That'd probably be the closest thing to it. But this particular holiday, they cut down a tree with an axe and they decorate it with silver and gold. They're gonna make it more real for you Christians out there. Read on.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it not move.
Go ahead.
That it move not.
Go ahead, Dawada.
It say from online. It says it's called a tinsel.
Now I've never heard that in my life, so I believe you. Go ahead and read it.
It says the modern production of tinsel typically involves plastic and is used particularly to decorate Christmas trees. It may be hung from ceilings or wrapped around statues, lampposts, and so on. Modern tinsel was invented in Nuremberg, Germany in 1610 and was originally made of shredded silver.
Look at that. Originally, they used real silver to make these things. So they was really using silver and gold. But now we got the foil, the gold foil and the silver foil. You know, we ain't quite got silver and gold. I know it's some Edomite somewhere that got gold and diamonds on his Christmas tree. You know, because they so stinking rich because of this holiday. Go ahead, Al.
Another word for, or another form of it is called garland deco mesh. It's just another word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garland.
All I know is it mess your vacuum cleaner up when you gotta get this stuff. Tear that thing to shreds. You understand? So here's the deal, man. They even right here, he just brought out that originally when they created this thing that we use it for Christmas, they was using real silver, real gold. So they was really decorating these trees with silver and with gold. And, you know, like I said, now we use the fake stuff. You know, okay, no sweat. We're using fake trees, fake gold, fake silver, you know. It's, you know, it's all type of fakery going on out here. You understand? But not only did they decorate it, they also did what? What did they do? They fastened it?
They fastened it with nails and with hammers, that it moved not.
Now, of course, back when this was written, you know, they probably didn't have screws and bolts. You know, the screws and bolts are machined. You know, but nails and studs and things like that, that was what they used back then. You understand? Then, you know, which a stud is nothing but a nail that's hammered in on itself. So that's what they would do back then. You know, they would nail these trees in place so that they wouldn't move. And guess what you do now? I know a lot of people getting the fake trees now, but I remember the day when you used to have to put the tree in the little tree holder thing, and you had to keep it this far above the bottom so it'll be able to drink the water. And you got to take the little bolt and twist it through. I remember having to do that. You understand? You having to stick your arm through, getting all stabbed up and tree sap all on your arm hairs and all that. You understand? And guess what? We still to this day is going down there tightening up that little screw, fastening it at the tree so that it don't move. You understand? And guess what? If you did that this year, you put that tree up in your house, you are doing the opposite of what the Most High said to do. Right here, plain as day in the Bible. You understand? The Bible ain't speculating. I just asked you, how many other holidays do you decorate a tree? If anybody in the chat can answer that question, please, Baba Shop, what other holiday could this be talking about? You understand? Is there other holidays where we fasten trees with screws and nails and decorate it with silver and gold? You understand? But yet we go out here and we commit this filthy, disgusting act every single year. It is disgusting in the eyes of the Most High. You understand? And then you got the nerve to pray for the Lord to pray for, right after Christmas dinner. You praying over Christmas dinner. You understand? That prayer is like going before the Most High and passing gas in His face. You understand? That is an abomination before the Lord. You understand? That's what that is. You understand? That's like if somebody spit in your face. If somebody just walked up and spit in your face, that's like assault. You got the right to defend yourself. You understand? You celebrating Christmas, you are spitting in the Most High face. And let me tell you something. The Lord is not the God of the Christian church. That God that y'all worship in the Christian church ain't nowhere in this Bible. You understand? He is nowhere in this Bible at all. You understand? You're worshiping other than the Most High. You're not worshiping the Most High. You're lying to yourself by going to church saying you pray to God and you love Jesus, and then you go and celebrate Christmas. Then you buy your pastor a Christmas gift. You understand? Read on.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
Go ahead.
They must needs be born, because they cannot go.
Go ahead.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, nor also is it in them to do good.
You understand? See, at one point in time, these trees that they hung up were worshipped as gods. You understand? They were worshipped as gods. Like during Babylon, they worshipped this tree because they believed that this tree was Nimrod, reincarnated. And so they worshiped that tree as a god. And they would pay tribute to this god by taking gifts and setting it at the foot of the tree. You understand? And you know what? During that time in Babylon, they told people that they did not pay tribute to that tree, they would cut their heads off and hang them from the tree. You understand? So at one point in time, we were afraid of not worshiping that tree because we didn't want our heads to be hung from that tree. You understand? So the scriptures say it's not in them, they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. You understand? I want you to drop that. I want you to go to Amos chapter 5, verse 21. And we're gonna wrap it up after this. In Amos chapter 5, verse 21. The Lord said to not learn these customs, to not learn Christmas. He told us not to do that. You understand? When a child is born, does he know anything about Christmas? He don't know a damn thing about Christmas. You understand? I know. I can't imagine seeing a 1-year-old walking around Christmas looking like, what the hell is this? And that's the face that they be making too. When you set a little baby down in front of the Christmas tree, he looking around like, what in the hell is this? He look at it like it ain't right. You understand? He might get seduced by the bright colors and the flashing lights. But initially, he like, what the hell is this? What did I get myself into? I was born to the wrong family, apparently. They some nuts around here. You understand? Because that's how babies look like they be thinking in my head when they, especially when they first see Santa Claus. Like, who the hell is this? I am black, my mama black, my daddy black. Who the fuck is this? You understand? Anybody got that scripture I call for?
Come.
Let's go ahead and get it.
Here you go.
So just in case you wondering, what the Most High really feels about you celebrating Christmas, you know, is he really that mad about it? You know, does he really care? Is Jesus all love? Is God all love and handshakes and hugs and kisses? Is he letting you slide? Let's read this scripture out. Let's find out what the Most High thinks. Instead of continuing to disrespect the Lord, let's find out what the Lord got to say about it.
Amos chapter 5, verse 1. 2. The virgin of Israel.
Salaki, that ain't the right scripture. Verse 22.
Verse 22?
Okay.
Verse 20. Okay. Gotcha.
Hold on, Salaki. Hold on. Read 22. Was it 22, Shaw?
It's like it says 21.
21, Salaki. Read verse 21.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
He does what?
I despise your feast days.
Wait a minute. God love Christmas.
I despise your feast days.
God don't hate.
I despise your feast days.
Nah, God is all love.
I despise your feast days.
Nah, God approve of this Christmas tree.
I despise your feast days.
But I'm doing it for the kids.
I despise your feast days.
When you celebrate Christmas, you are doing something that the Lord hates. You understand? Timothy, what's something somebody does that you hate? You think, what is it?
All in my business.
Somebody all in your business. Somebody
trying to bait me into a conversation.
Yes, you know, something I hate when people sneeze over the food table and don't cover their mouth. You know, that's something I hate. You know, what's something else you hate?
I hate folks trying to get me to do stuff I done told them I don't want to do.
Right. What's something you despise greatly? You got children?
Yeah.
What's something that your child can do that you would hate?
Oh, marry outside the race.
Marry outside the race. The same way you feel about your child marrying outside of our race is the same way the Lord feels about his children celebrating Christmas. It's the same emotion. You understand? Because just like you betraying him. Like, here I am giving you all this and all this power, all this might. I done made you the strongest people on the earth. I done blessed you with all kinds of kids, gave you your own land, your language, culture. You know what I mean? Made you fly. You know, made your women the most beautiful women on the planet. And you gonna cheat on me with Santa Claus? You understand? You gonna go out here and worship their holiday? You gonna go worship the white man holiday? You gonna go worship their God? All right, no sweat. You understand? Read that again.
I despise your feast days.
Guess what? If you woke up this morning to the pity pat of little feet running through your house, yelling and screaming, talking about, look what Santa done brought. And you got gifts up under a tree that you decorated with silver and gold, and you got lights all outside your house letting all the burglars know that this is the spot to rob this year. You understand? If you did that, the Lord says he hates it. He despises it. You understand? That's not the only thing he says. Read on.
I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Listen, man, we worship a black God. And just like black people, when you ride through the hood and somebody, you know, and a brother in the hood cooking on the grill, everybody know he can cook his ass off. You understand that smell go through that air? You love that smell, don't you? Black people love the smell of cooked food. You understand? Guess what? The Lord loves the smell of that. Our oppressor cooks sometimes and you don't even smell it. You don't smell nothing. Let a brother throw down in the kitchen. Or sister, I be smelling dog without food in the parking lot. You understand? Pull up, dog without got something. What that is? Oxtails. I know he got there's some rice right there. You know what I mean? You know, you can almost get a guess of what he cooking. You know what I mean? The white man, you know what I mean? He in there, what he making? Salad, tuna fish. You know what I mean? He could be frying chicken and smell like tuna fish and salad. That's what it smell like. You understand? But the Lord, he loves the smell of that aroma of when we cook food in the name of the Most High. Like when we cook on the feast days, the Lord, he comes down and he joins us and he smells that. He enjoys that aroma. You understand? The Lord is close to Israel on them feast days because he enjoys the smell of that aroma. You understand? But when we celebrate Christmas, when we celebrate Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Memorial Day cookout, the Lord, he says he will not smell in your solemn assemblies. He is not gonna hear nothing you got going on. You sit there and pray over that pork, that big Christmas ham all you want to. The Lord is ignoring you. In fact, you pissing him off even more, even by bringing him up. You understand? Imagine how you would feel when some guys rob a store down the street from your house and they get caught, and then all of a sudden they like, well, I was down there, I was about to go over to Timothy house, and like, hold up now, don't put my name in that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You understand? That's the Most High looking down at Christmas. Don't bring me up. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You understand? Matter of fact, I'm gonna shut y'all up. I'm gonna send an active shooter to the mall, like he did down in Atlanta. Some brothers, was his brothers? I don't know who it was. I didn't really dig into details, but at the mall in Georgia, somebody got to shooting at the mall. Now, I don't think it was an active shooter. I think it was just, two brothers have an alt. Brothers typically get their man. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen too many black. There has been some black active shooters, but typically brothers get their man. You know what I mean? We see our man in the mall, at the shoe store. You know what I mean? We get our man and then we try to get away. We don't just shoot up the mall because of one guy. That's typically how Jake get down. So, but people reacted as if it was an active shooter. Because there's been so many active shootings. What would you do? Somebody start getting popping off at the mall. Everybody's going to think it's an active shooter.
Right.
You understand? Because there's been so many active shooters. They had one in Las Vegas. Man sat up there with them choppers and was gunning people down. You understand? He was just gunning people down. I think he injured like over 400 people and killed like 12 or 9. He didn't kill that many people, but he injured a whole lot of people up there just busting. And I seen the video. It was like just pop, 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 pop. He just up there letting loose. You understand? But the Lord says that He hates Christmas. He despises Christmas. You understand? And the Lord judges us when we turn against the Lord, man. And like in the book of Deuteronomy 28:15, the Lord said He was going to curse us for sinning against the Lord. You understand? And with that, I'm going to pass the class to Preaching Officer Maradaki.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander Jenny YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Of course, we are in the 6th day of the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah. And of course, this can be found in the 25th day of the 9th month by space of 8 days. And the beginning of it was Friday, December 20th for 8 days. And you can find this within the first Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. Remind all Akim and Akwat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, shalom.